Once again, Alan has given me a script to read, and appropriately enough, it's in a notice training manual.
It's like giving him training wheels.
So none of the mistakes are my fault. Well, I had to drive out here from Lake Michigan area. The greater Chicago area, and I had to pack a lunch for the drive out here. But anyway, I was thinking about all the things that we're going to miss out here next to O'Hare Airport. And the one thing that I really miss is the Ferris wheel restaurant across State Street, right? With breakfast at the Ferris wheel, where you can have Greek salad for breakfast, or a hero. And how about Pete Miller's for breakfast? I can remember going in there one year, ordering my French toast, and Tom Norman hailing me from a table, and he was already drinking. Oops, his boss is here. Sorry about that. But Tom's not here.
I already knew you hadn't stopped.
All right, now I'm going to launch into the script, and you're going to see how well I can read out loud. I have a 7-month-old child now, and when I read out loud to him, he doesn't know the difference. I figure drunk librarians, they're not going to know either. All right, the Bum Steer Roast started back in 1990 as a contest between local beers from the Rust Belt and the heart of Texas to see which was the king of the beers. Who remembers that first Bum Steer Roast? In some obscure room somewhere in the Palmer. I couldn't find it now if I had to. And we ended up at Pete Miller's, right, till about 2 or 3 in the morning. I remember that. And actually, much later than that, somebody handed me a, was it Dixie Voodoo Lager? Which they dredge out of the Mississippi once a year. It's one of those once-a-year beers. And it was warm. Not a way to start your Sunday. Anyway. So that first year, one of the big hit songs was King of the Code, an ode to notice techies everywhere. This year we turn again to the King for inspiration. And is this King Allen? I just need to read further, I'll find out. The King of Rock and Roll was, you have stuff in parentheses. There's stage directions. I'm looking for the end of the parentheses. It's like reading an equation. But it does say Elvis Presley at the end. So now you know which king we're talking about. All right, so tonight's music is all inspired by the music of Elvis. That's not Elvis Costello, if you were following me in the parentheses. Elvis Presley. We're going to break with tradition and break up the music too. We'll have a first set now and a second set later. Followed by the awards. We can't forget the awards. And then even Rich showed up for the awards this year. Rich, I don't think you're eligible this year.
Nice try here.
He had his hand out last time I saw him.
The free drink.
Oh, that's, he got a free drink.
He gets the Chutzpah award.
And then we'll have a second set later after that. Now, let me see. There's one thing I'd like to do before I hand over the stage to Alan and company. Is Bill Easton in the room? Bill? Bill, stand up, please.
Stand up, Bill.
Bill, come up here and give me a big hug. Come on, Bill.
Harry.
What's the reason for that?
Don't tell him there's something stuck on his back. I told him no, there wasn't.
Let's go.
I'm taking my script away and they're taking it away.
This Nuggum started shrinking. It's got a new place to dwell. Out on the edge of Nowheresville, that Rosemont We're so secluded. We're so secluded. We could die. Although it's by the airport, it's off the beaten track. So grab the first plane out of here and never ever look back. We're so secluded. We're so secluded. We could die. Desk clerk's eyes are vacant. The bellhop wouldn't be missed. They've been so long in Nowheresville, they very easily exist. We're so secluded. We're so secluded. We're so secluded. We could die. So when you plan for next year, prepare for a living hell. In case you must come back again to Rosemont Hotel. We're so secluded, we could die.
Band has lots of songs for you tonight, so they're going to, some of this is penciled in. It's going to try to combine the next three of them into a little medley. The only thing these three songs have in common is the key of C. If they get really sharp, they could end up in the key of C++. There. Let's start with some advice to newbie techies. Do we have any newbie techies in here? Come on. You'll get your noogies at the end of the BS. Let's start with some advice to the newbie techies. Oh, more parentheses out.
I already skipped that part.
Then expose the truth behind the Ameritech Library Services and end up with Boolean operators, and end up with the wish of everyone in every Notice library. Just let me run on Notice LMS.
I know you can be found sitting by the phone, but they won't fix your bug. You might as well go home. Don't be dumb. That's forever gone. If you're working late because of what they said, please just go on home. You're better off in bed. Don't be dumb. That's forever gone. Don't wait for ALS. Baby, it just isn't worth the stress. You can keep on calling. You can talk to them every day, but it won't really help you. You know what they're gonna say. Don't be dumb. That's forever gone. Don't even waste your time. It really isn't ever worth the time. Just punch up the program Put some new coat in, you'll have it fixed in no time, and you can go home with a grin. Don't be dumb, that will never come. Don't wait for ALS, baby, it just isn't worth the stress. Don't be dumb, help will never come. Don't be dumb, help will never come. Don't wait for ALS, baby, it just isn't worth the stress. Look like a vendor, talk like a vendor, act like a vendor, but I got wine. You're my belle in disguise. You acted like Endeavor. She had 4 triple I, X Libras, Circe, or DRA, but that was all a lie. You look like a vendor, talk like a vendor, you act like a vendor, but I got wine. You're my belle in disguise. Oh yes you are, my belle in disguise. You have some library system, but that is just a scheme. Behind it all is a merit. You're not the way you seem. You look like a lady, talk like a lady, you hype like a lady, but I got wise. You're my belle in disguise. Oh yes you are, my belle in disguise. Baby, let me run on those elements of all. Just stop there.
Hammond. Bully, bully. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me run on those elements of all the systems in the world. Notice is the best. Oh, let me run. Oh, let it is. I don't wanna run on Dynex, 'cause it ain't got the stuff. I don't wanna run Horizon. Horizon isn't quite mature enough. Just wanna run on elements of all the systems in the world. Notice is the best. Just let me run. Oh, let it is. Even though it crashes almost every night, a couple hours of TSO can all all the systems in the world. Notice is the best. Oh, let me run.
Oh, let it run.
Oh, heaviness. Oh, let me run.
Oh, let it run. Oh, let it run.
I just wanna run on heaviness.
We got another great band this year. Over here on guitar from Yale, and Alan has been accused of trying to put an Ivy League person in here just to add a little class. Did it work? Everybody, Roy Luggage back here. Does anyone remember John Coffey? I think Roy was traded to Princeton for John, or vice versa. And then Coffey's arm went out, and Yale's looking good. Anyway, also on guitar, and one of the best coders I ever met. What's his name again? It's Tim Prettyman. Our man from UVic. And, we have a new addition this year. This is her debut, her coming out, her new... The album will be out at the end of this month. But she's someone who's been around for a while. Oh, that didn't sound right either. Nancy Colliar from LSU. And one of our most exciting singers, at least I think so, Carolyn Coco, also from the Lewis Consortium. And I think that's everyone. Oh wait, there's one more sentence. Last, comma, and no, Alan Manifold from Purdue. Right behind me. First I have to, a little segue into a story here. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to find my car in this massive parking lot out of here. So I did find a very distinctive car out there to park next to, and I figured that way I'll be able to find it when I leave here after a few of these Budweisers. And it's called the Unix GTO. That's what it said on the front. I know I'll be able to spot it. A distinguishing characteristic of most mainframe shops is how slowly they move forward. Sometimes this is a bad thing. But in the case of Notice Release 6.2, waiting a while turned out to be a good idea. This was written by someone who knows. The next song features...
Whatever you want to say there.
That Sweetheart of Lewis. Oh, the next song features That Sweetheart of Lewis. That's it. That's it. Carolyn Coco. Suggesting that you might want to do with Release 6.2.
Whoa.
I left that thing there, you never see me. There's a problem with the height.
Just not your call.
It's the lowest thing. They tell me not to get too close. Y'all just go look at me and go like that. I know what that means. I've kind of seen it my whole life. All right. 6.0 was ready, 6.1 was nice. Before you got the 6.2, think twice, but don't you start a release 6.2. Well, you can do anything but stay off a release 6.2. Well, you can do 6.3, you can do 6.4. Go back to whatever you had before. Do anything that you want to do, but with the 6.2, don't you Well, you can do anything but stay out for me to leave 6-2. Well, I'm blue, I'm on 6-2. 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 Well, you can do anything but stay out for me to leave 6-2.
So, attendees at Nuggum have had the great privilege of greeting a new head of the company each of the past 5 years. I'm glad you were counting now because I had stopped counting.
You can't count now.
Oh, that's right. The president du jour, is this French? Two languages this year. The president du jour is Lana. Is Lana here? Lana here? Stand up. Lana. Lana. It's Lana. Oh no, Lana Porter. I'm sorry. I think you're a very brave person. Actually, these guys, Louis, they were supposed to tell you what you're in for. I dock them next month. It's not my money.
Yes, it is. Your maintenance dollars.
Lena's been on board for most of the last year, but she's suffering through her first Nuggum. Pure misery. Some ALS staff members have been hanging around for years waiting to get their names in one of Alan's poems or songs. But Lena, you will no doubt be thrilled to discover that you are now the rear end, or rather the theme of the next song, to the tune of It's Now or Never.
The long and short of it. Falling apart, you're on the brink. Keep ALS floating, don't let it sink. Tomorrow may be too late. Oh, Lena, don't hesitate. Before you started, we longed for a savior. As we sat watching each new chief's behavior. Time for reflection, for a new direction. Now that it's you, can it be true at last? Oh, Lena Porter, you're on the brink. Keep ALS floating, don't let it sink. Don't mess with notice. Don't mess up horizon. But those old Dynic staffers, you should keep your eyes on. Ameritech's wealthy. Keep it strong and healthy. Who knows how long it may belong to you. Lena, boy, don't hesitate. Oh, Lena, boy, don't hesitate.
Most of the people who work intimately with, now we're talking about intimate things. I just get deeper and deeper with someone else's work. Most of the people who are working intimately with Notice have been working intimately, there's a lot of intimates in this sentence, with Notice for many years. Although there aren't a lot left to remember releases numbered in the threes, there are a few. Are there really any?
Jerry.
Raise your hand, Jerry. Jerry remembers them in the ones. Right? Jerry remembers working in the sub-basement of the University Library. Some of the buttons that were fixed back in those releases have stayed fixed for years, and we were all quite used to them. Alan, I told you those are workarounds, not fixes. Imagine how hard it is to discover that with release 6.2, much of the foundation of the system for the last 10 years or so have been yanked out from under us in favor of some newfangled design that would have caused Dr. Agard, known to us as Dr. A, to roll over in his grave if you weren't still alive. Dr. A is still alive and kicking, I guarantee. We all know who made the system work before. Who's going to make it work now?
This is one, so it's really pretty bad.
I was the one who made my circ jobs work in version 4.6. And you know the way LB610 runs. Yes, I did that fix. I was the one who took all the bugs out of that gross JCL. The way that it hums is a wonder itself. I fixed it so well. And then one day, I had my system running without a beat. It ran, it flowed, it input, it output, and I could get some sleep. I'll never know who wrote 6.2, but now that the install is done, who'll have to tweak it and hack it and more? I am no
The band's going to close this set with one final number. We spend lots of time ragging on Notice and on the company that sold it to us, but most of us have a soft place in our heads. That should be our hearts. For this time, honored software. As many of us prepare to move on to our next generation library system, let's remove our hats in tribute to the software that's kept so many of us employed for so long. I think we should stand for this one. Gentlemen, please take your hats off.
sorry I must go. You have made me feel blessed, and I love you so. I love notice elements, all the good and ill. Yes, I love dear notice best, and I always will. Notice friends, our love is strong. Take me to your arms. Evanston's where I belong, though we now must part. I love notice elements, all the good and ill. Yes, I love dear notice best, and I always will. All the phone calls, all the beers, every silly ride will stay with us through all the years, till the end of time. I love notice elements, all the good and ill. Yes, I love dear notice best, and I always will. I love notice elements, all the good and ill. Yes, I love dear notice best, and I always will.
Here's to all the old-timers out there who worked with 461. That was my first release. I remember it fondly. 5-0 was a really radical move at that time. Actually, we went all the way to 502. Anyway, this is the end of our first set. We're going to go to the awards portion of our ceremony. But first of all, I want to thank the fine people at Ameritech Library Services who pitched in financially and made this whole thing possible. So let's give them a big hand. Go ahead and grab a drink while we figure out what we're doing up here.
I don't want to say that. How are you talking?
I guess I'll stop.
the portion of the evening that I have the dubious pleasure of presenting the Bum Steer Awards for this year. First of all, I'd like to pass along the sentiments of Barb Bowman, who usually has taken over this position. And she's began the awards many years ago, has done a fabulous job. I have big shoes to fill. I'm not going to attempt to do it, but she wanted to wish everyone here a very, very hello, and that she's here with us in spirit, even though she can't be here in person with us. First of all, I was wondering if I could get all the ALS customer support folks to gather together in one area so we can
Outside the door, guys.
Quick, everyone in the pool!
I don't care where you gather. Something like maybe on the center would be really, really nice.
Everybody come to me.
We have targets. You have a leader among you. I can see it already.
Oh, it's a leader. She's in charge.
Or you guys in trouble now.
Rich, would you watch the camera?
Rob! John?
Already drank too much. It's at the table somewhere.
John. John! Hey!
John.
Camera's over here, John.
Hey, John.
John.
I got it focused to the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your support team. These are the people that answer the phone. They have seen us through good days and bad days. Unfortunately, they only hear about the bad days. They deserve a big, big, big thank you from all of us here. All right, now with the good stuff. Before I begin with the official awards, there was one award this year that I couldn't think of a name for and couldn't find a perfect description for, but I have to say something. On August 11th, 1996, we installed Release 621. August 12th, 1996 was the worst day of my life.
So far.
You're an optimist, aren't you? And we put in a few rough months, putting out fires, getting to the point where we were comfortable. And in February, I received a phone call. And it was Rich, Zawaslack. And he said, "Kat, don't hang up on me. Hear me out." And the first words out of his mouth were, "How would you like to be a beta site?" Well, it was several minutes before I stopped laughing to actually hear the poor man out. And I did, and we agreed to do it. And we put in Release 6.4. It was in test for several months. It's been in production for, not quite that long, a few weeks ago. We have not had one reported bug yet. Woo! And of course, I haven't checked my audits yet today. That could still change. But I have to say something to Rich for doing the impossible, because everyone back at the UPRLC will relate to me time and time again how I vowed, they have it in writing, that I would never be a beta test site. And you talked me into it. You've done the impossible.
And Ellen.
And Ellen.
I'm not
She's
as
a
smart
guinea
as
pig.
she is.
I had to acknowledge Rich for that endeavor.
Thank you.
I'll pretend that wasn't intended. The first prestigious award we have this year goes to a gentleman. And
Nobody works at
Fooled you again.
according to the notice community, this gentleman has been patient and kind. He's been diligent in dealing with LCN 020. He has a willingness to check things out, even when he thinks the users are nuts. And he has a sense of humor that brightens advent-filled days. The first Steer of the Year award goes to Tom Marquay.
all to our software.
May its last note never die.
Moving right along.
Not stopping anywhere.
I hope not. The second Steer of the Year award again goes to another gentleman this year, who the Notice user community has said has been a wonderful resource for system groups, has a calm demeanor during times of absolute panic, has an incredible grasp on CICS, and has been a gift from the IBM gods. Goes to none other than John Chase.
Tell us about the P390.
It's him. Before you ask me to make a speech, let me warn you that in 1994, I was a candidate for the state legislature in Oklahoma. I know how to make speeches you don't want to hear. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be recognized as an expert by my peers.
Put while your head, John.
What was you still carrying?
Do what? Thanks again. Don't really know what else to say.
Now, I asked Barb Bowman several times the significance of the Roadkill Special Achievement Award. And I have not received a satisfactory explanation as to why it's an armadillo, other than
Texas.
the-
Texas.
Oklahoma, it's the only time you see Texas.
yeah, dead on the side of the road.
Right.
I think in Michigan we call them porcupines. This year, the Roadkill Special Achievement Award goes to a person for exemplary behavior in actually understanding CIRC 6.2, for being patient no matter how rude people have been, for being supportive and refreshingly forthright, for not ignoring folks when they're having a problem no one else has experienced, and for simply being there through the ups and downs of Notice throughout the time. Awarded today, September 26th, to Ben Shapiro.
So if you get past email, you're missing one letter. Second, it's a team effort. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this without Jerry and John and Luis, who gives me grief all the time, and Jorge, who brings bagels on Fridays. But thank you. This is a complete and total surprise. Thank you very much.
Dr. Van, play on.
Hope you appreciate the significance of this. Babs was from Texas. Kathy's from the UP. We went from the Mexican border to the Canadian border over this great land. All right, I have a question for you. Have you ever gotten a release tape from Notice that didn't work quite the way the documentation said it would? No. Now, raise your hand if this has ever happened to you. It's never happened. It's only recently that we got documentation. Now, did you notice the emphasis on got? Because Alan underlined it here for me. So I'm going to do it again just to show how good I am at this. It's only recently that we got documentation with release. And and we have yet to get one that works the way it says. Some of us have had occasional fantasies of what we might like to do with those tapes after a few abortive attempts to load them. Now, I have played Ultimate Frisbee with these tapes, and everyone ended up in the emergency ward of the local hospital. And they don't fly very far, so forget that. Okay, here's one such fantasy, again featuring Carolyn on lead vocals.
On sex.
What?
Saxophone. Mine's in the gutter.
Wait a minute.
Calm down. What's coming out?
Bill Clinton.
Name that tune and
Have to start this again? Okay, that's good. Yeah. Return to Fender. Return to Fender. I got a package from my vendor in my mail stack. About 2 weeks later, I sent that package back.
I rode upon it.
Return to Fender. Release from load. Too few instructions. Too much bad code. We tried to load it. You know the rest. Why can't these bugs ever be caught in the beta test? They threw a couple new things in and called it X.1. But when I tried to install it, the code was still not done.
I rode upon it.
Return to Fender. Release from load. Too few instructions. Too much bad code. This time I'm gonna take it myself. Tie it to a heavy rock. On when it comes through their window one day, they'll read it with a shock.
The riding on it.
Return to Fender. Release from load. Too few instructions. Too much bad code. Return to Fender. Return to Fender. Return to Fender.
Now, are you looking for that next generation system? It's lots of hard work, and it's fraught with peril, given the volatility of the market. Who remembers Oracle library systems? You must have blinked. We're likely to have library and university administrators pressuring us to make sure that we take into account every single factor that can ever be thought of. But being in the market isn't all bad. There are certain people in the business who want to make sure you're happy. Whoa, where's this going? And they'll do almost anything to brighten your day. Here's some advice to vendors from someone who doesn't mind the attention.
Not that we know anybody like this.
Practiced last night for the first time ever. And, if you think we're not that great, you're right. to get my R&B. You better be polite. Keep sending gifts to me every day and night. Don't you ever schmooze me once, schmooze me twice. Treat me nice. I know that you've been told it's not fair to cheat, but I will come on cold if the drinks are not your treat. Send me candy with your low, low price. Treat me nice. Treat me like a king. If you want my bid, do for me the things that all the other vendors did. I know we can cut a deal if they ask me to. But if you don't buy my meal, I'll walk right out on you. If you want my business, take my advice. Treat me nice. Treat me like a king. If you want my bid, do for me the things that all the other vendors did. I know we can cut a deal if you ask me to. But if you don't buy my meal, I'll walk right out on you. If you want my business, take my advice. Treat me nice. Treat me nice. Come on.
We're gonna stay all night and do this. Over the years, some ALS staffers have asked Alan to put their names in his song. Can you believe that? Look at these guys. Can you believe these guys would do that? The new guy back there, he's shaking his head. No, not me. Not me. I'm running for Senate, not me. It's widely suspected that the only reason some of them stay with ALS is the off chance that they might be named someday. It took me many years to get my name in a song. It was so quick, I missed it. I was drinking, that's true. 2 years ago, Alan named then President Tom Cork. Who remembers Tom Cork? Yeah, all right. 461, Tom Corton. This is a good old-timers gathering. And VPs Mary Beth Ward and John Coleman. Oh, now we're going way back. All of whom have since left. I was wondering why they weren't here. I was looking for them. In the way back machine. Beat me up, Mr. Peabody. All right, some people my age. Last year, one of Alan's songs featured Rich Salazlak. You know, it was only last year I learned how to pronounce his name. For like 5 or 6 years. I said, Rich, what are all these W's and Z's doing here? He said, I don't know, I'm from Chicago. The more Z's in your name, the more times you get the vote. That's a holograph over there. Who's really drinking a lot. Last year, one of Alan's songs featured Rich Salazlak, who was awesome. Since taking his leave of the company, here we go, parentheses again, not to mention his senses, this year Alan is doing the Notice user community a favor by writing a song for Ben Shapiro.
Ben's been asking me for years.
Now we know the truth. I should have turned that job down.
When we talk, my plight is done. Hanging up's my one desire. And I know each time he calls you that it's your desire to. Please don't sick Shapiro. Can some other person help me? While my sanity remains, all the sights confirm my feelings. How one phone call leaves you reeling. I need help with circulation, but don't make me talk to them. Please don't sick Shapiro on me. His voice, his tone, his opinion. Not now, forever. Please not tonight.
That's why he got the Roadkill Award. He's a smart guy.
Don't go for the hairy one.
Even in its early days, Notice was a company with a sense of humor. Throughout the years, this good humor has shown itself in the parties they put on, in the noises we heard at the general session 2 years ago, in the ability of the company's officers to poke fun at themselves, and in many of the people they had hired. Ooh, in any case, Alan is he put his own name in his own script. Actually, he's been doing it online, he's been skipping over it. In any case, Alan is very much counting on the company having a good sense of humor through the next song. And give me some time to get under this table over here.
headaches begin.
So take a lap.
Clients are things that you never can share. When you lay off workers, you better beware. That's the end of your clients. That's the end of your that's when your headaches begin. If your competition counts your clients as friends, brother, that's when your headaches begin. And you know when notice arises, yeah, when it all comes to an end. Yeah, that's when your headaches begin. Well, you see that clients are things that you never can share. And you know when you lay off workers, yeah, you better beware. That's the end of your clients. That's the end of your life. When it never begins.
We in the field have often wondered what the Ameritech support staff say about us after they get off the phone. Or what they like to say while they're on the phone. I think this happened to me once. Remember Dave Dempsey when he first started? I said, yeah, I'm so old. I remember when Dave Dempsey was due at notice. And he didn't know how to work the telephone system. I think that he thought I was on hold. Luis was there. And I think I went through one of those 15-minute questions where I told him about my girlfriend leaving me and my second cousin got thrown in jail. And he said to Louis, who the fuck is this guy? I never heard of him. I don't think he's a customer. The band is going to do another short medley, starting with one that might answer that question. The second song of the medley is another love song for our favorite system. These songs again feature Carolyn's searing vocals.
Smearing. Scary.
What's
Is it Kulu enough? You ain't nothing but a live one, just whining all the time. You ain't nothing but a live one, just whining all the time. Well, you ain't never learned something, you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said you systems, well, that was just right. Well, they said you systems, well, that was just a lie. Well, you ain't never learned something, you ain't air between the medley. Not at all. Shut up. Shut up or I'll mess up your else's. I could look at every catalog on the web, but never would my luck for no to start to end. Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you so? I could go to LA and visit every booth. I'd still love LMS, and that's the honest truth. Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you so? Take it, boy! Clients and a server too. They never do have the stuff that you can do. Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you so? My RFP is out and I'm looking around, but I'll be fixing JCL after the sun goes down. Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you so? Ain't that loving you notice? Ain't that loving you so? Oh yeah.
Someone earlier said that Rick Salzak could sell anyone anything. Because he just sold me this mustache. I still need to talk to him about that.
Listen, Groucho.
Yeah. All right, the first topic addressed by Team Notice at its inception was the poor quality of the JCL distributed by Notice. The message was loud and clear. We need good quality tested JCL as an integral part of the product. That almost sounds like a sales pitch. You know, I have you know, I had a system worked out with the old JCL, and when it got better, it threw me off my game completely. It actually took me longer to get the stuff ready. Of course, my carpal tunnel syndrome went away, but the ALS response on that point should tell you a lot about the efficiency of Team Notice.
He's frightened when a new song.
Sorry.
It's the long and the short of Notice customers.
Hey, I have nothing to do with that one.
Mind its own more than I wouldn't go that other thing. So it's like, give me the key of G.
Which key is it?
It's an alphabet catalog, I think.
One, two, three, four.
I don't want to see compiler. I can live with Notice works. I buy a beer for the person here, the right JCL that works. Come on and give me working JCL. Please get it right. I want JCL, not designed in hell to have a zero, a zero. I give up a lot of features, don't need a new report. latest version. It took a year and a day. Just multiply by the sights that try. No wonder that I say, come on and give me working JCL. Please get it right. I want JCL, not design in hell. To have, to run, to ride.
Anytime, Jerry.
Jerry's getting upset.
We're gonna need a minute to set up.
They're gonna need a minute to set up. I don't know if I can do this. I think it was called dead air a little while ago.
Oh, it's dead head.
Dead head.
The band has one final number, but they're gonna serve it or save it. Save it for a slam bang finale. So we'll pause here for an Ameritech response.
We're waiting. You can stand up and stretch for a minute. It'll take a bit to get set up here, if you want to.
Jerry can't go around.
I guess it's a commercial break.
This is a good gauge as to how much I've been drinking. If I keep standing and don't fall over, I know I'm okay.
But you guys are really still drinking.
I gotta drive home tomorrow.
I got to drive home tonight. Drive home tonight. Yes, they were
Get in.
No, never mind.
Ben, you want to live? Just come hops.
And,
Start with some lunch or something.
well, no, we're here till noon, and then we'll head back. And after my husband heard about the seclusion here, he said, you need a shopping thing, so I ordered you to stop at Goody Mills on the way out. I said, okay. Well, anything's better than what we got at home.
Go across the line to one just north of...
Up in Kenosha?
Yeah, that's much better.
Is it right on 43 or 48?
The only reason I
94?
you can't miss it.
Yeah, I know that one. I have a long plate on that.
This
That's
little
true.
one is on this side of the highway. All part of the ambiance.
I don't need who's ever going to watch that to know my shopping
We tell
habits.
you what to do.
I always told you what to
I
do.
know, and I never listened. Look where I am today.
Yes, look where you are today,
To the
Fernando.
Roadkill Award.
I have a job.
Good evening. Is that okay?
No.
My name is Joe Notice. In past years, we've done these kind of cutesy things where I'll pretend to be someone else, or we'll draw things out, teasing you, acting like maybe we really aren't going to do the Joe Notice thing. This year, we have decided to dispense with that, to cut right to the chase, so to
We got
speak.
lodging for you.
You guys ready? Let's do it.
Old people glasses.
The name's Joe Notice. I'm nobody's slave. Mess with me. Excuse me. Customer support. This is Jerry.
This is George Hamilton at the Tucson Naval Air Station. I'm sorry to bother you, but we have a real crisis here. We're migrating to 6-4. We have a dedication of our new library tomorrow, and nothing's working.
George, what exactly isn't working?
We get this message, institution group not found.
Okay, institution group not found on keywords are down. You're using the generic LKB files load module. You need to take and get your local LKB files and move it to your local load live and then no copy it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Sorry for the interruption. The name's Joe Notice. I'm nobody's slave. Mess with me, you end up in the grave.
Sorry. Busy night. This is Jerry. How can I help you?
This is Jerry. How can I help you?
It's me again. That worked. But now we're getting an L42X Adbend and LPC 242P.
Okay. You need to go into your LC101 TB1. Go down to your institution group. Look for the BIBINX entry. There's going to be 3 numbers there. Take the first one, you want to change from 190 to 229. Then reassemble LC101 bell. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Sorry about that interruption.
You have to bring it down and back up for that one.
The name's Joe Notice. I'm nobody's slave. Mess with me, you end up in the grave. Now this guy from Purdue thinks he's pretty tough. Let Joe Notice. This is Jerry. How can I help you?
You're a genius. I swear you're a goddamn genius. C Adbend whenever we try to check anything out. This is the last time on call, really.
Okay. Go into the LCI 317P. Change the third statement after the label PRI01. You want to change that from a B PRIX04 to a B PRIX03. And then reassemble it using the Asimo C PGM.
How the heck do you remember all that stuff? Thanks. Wait. I'm looking at LCI 317P and there isn't any PRIX03 label.
Are you sure? I'm sorry. I just don't have time for this. I'm going to have to get back to you later. Bye. Maybe we can finally get this thing done. The name's Joe Notice. I'm nobody's slave. Mess with me, you end up in the grave. Now this guy from Purdue thinks he's pretty tough. Let Joe Notice tell you, he ain't tough enough. For many a year now, I sat back and... George, you have to be the most inconsiderate person in the whole world. Do you think the whole world revolves about you and your stupid little library?
Is this 8660150? This is Lena Porter. I'm trying to reach Mary Chandler.
I don't think you have the wrong number, man. This is 8660158. Yeah. This is drama to go. People call when they're bored, and we give them, emotional, prizes, just to stimulate them.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Should I answer this?
No.
Yes.
No way. That's the end.
Here's the co-stars.
It's a marketing moment. This is Nuggum number 9 for me. And for 9 years, I've been listening to this stuff. And it's great. I love it. But you know what? It's time for sales to strike back.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to tell you a little story. And it comes from my heart.
And where is that?
Big is all outdoors. Actually, I wrote something for you, customers, on the airplane today. But since I'm not used to being in front of this crowd on a Friday night, I need to warm up first. And so I have to tell you, every time I travel for years, usually my wife has gone with me. And she says, and it was our anniversary, 21 years, this is true. Well, I asked Jim, and my wife, she said, Jim, we've been married 21 years, and I've never kept a secret from you except one thing. We got this shoebox under our bed, and that's mine. Don't ever go in that shoebox. And so we got to talking, and a little while later, she says, you know, I got to go out to the store. Great, you know. See you later, you know, come back a couple hours. As soon as she left, boom, I ran under the bed, I grabbed that shoebox. I looked in there, and there were 3 eggs and $2,000. But she'd been keeping it from me. And then I started to feel guilty. And she came home, I said, Kay, I said, I'm sorry, you know, you told me about the shoebox, I violated your trust, I dove under the bed, I grabbed the shoebox, I said, would you forgive me? She says, well, you know, Jim, after 21 years of marriage, you've done a lot of dumb things, and I guess I can forgive you one more time. I said, but Kay, I'm really confused, I don't understand. You got 3 eggs and $2,000 in a shoebox, what's it all about? She said, well, it's simple, Jim. For 21 years, I've been traveling with you, and you give these speeches, and every time you bomb, I get an egg and I put it in a shoebox. I said, well, 21 years, 3 eggs, well, that's not so bad. Well, what's the $2,000 for? Well, every time I get a dozen, I sell them and I put the money in the shoebox. I was feeling pretty good about myself until then. Well, I'm not a professional singer like these wonderful people, and I don't have a backup band, I don't have backup singers, but in honor of this memorable occasion, I penned a song tonight, so I hope you'll listen to the words, because I just can't sing with beans. But Alan can sing with beans. I'm sorry, I am. Neath the crust of the old... Oh, wait a minute, I have to set this up, I'm sorry. All these years in sales, you know, you talk about us taking you out, schmoozing you and all that stuff, but you know, we've had to eat at a lot of the cafeterias on these campuses. And it's always, the customer always says, oh, let us treat. You take us to the nice places, but we're going to take you to the cafeteria. And so as I was riding on the airplane today, I thought, what an opportunity. Beneath the crust of the old apple pie, there is something for you and for I. It may be a pin that the cook has left in, or it may be a dear little flower. cat's tail, or a chunk of an old rusty nail. But whatever it be, it's for you and for me, 'neath the crust of the old apple pie.
I didn't know you could be funny without a lot of profanity, so I feel like Howie Mandel following Bob Newhart at Comedy Man. Put the kids back to bed. All right, we got a slam bang finish coming up right here. The biggest distinction between Notice and other systems on the market is that the customers get the source code with the system. There's a novel idea. South Alabama's here. They can remember when they got the tape and a good luck postcard. That was a long time ago. And Dr. A signed the postcard, I think. Every site has had the ability to make Notice work best for them. After a while, though, hacking the code was just about as much entertainment as necessity. I had a lot of fun with those BALs. I don't know about you guys. That's B-A-L. The programmers got it, right? We had to keep up with Michigan and FCLA, although most of us didn't try to keep up with Northwestern or Harvard. The band is going to end with a celebration of hacking. If you like to dance, now's the time to get up and go for it. Thank you all for listening tonight.
We're buzzing. Tim's buzzing.
We'll fix it in the next release, don't worry about it.
Notice wrote the system in the 70s, sending out to folks in other libraries. Whenever there was something that the system lacked, they all would punch the code up and begin to hack. Let's go. Everybody, let's go. Everybody with the Notice code. Who's working on the Notice code?
Fabs fixed the JCL for BSC. Created Tim provided most of 6.3. Mobile AC added his non-notice stuff, but all of this and more was never quite enough.
Let's go. Everybody, let's go. Everybody with the Notice code. We're working on the Notice code. Client 47 said to client 3. That's a slick assassin report I ever did see. Would you like to see the stuff I wrote and see? Come on and hack the Notice code with me. Let's go. Everybody, let's go. Everybody with the Notice code. We're working on the Notice code.
Attack 1 told the list I'm gonna quit. I fail with each assembler program I submit. But everybody told him, don't you leave so fast. If you can't write assembler, you can still write SAS.
Everybody, let's go. Everybody with the Notice code. We're working on the Notice code. Phyllis said to Prettyman, for heaven's sake. Clients here, servers here, it's time to make a break. Tim turned to Phyllis and he said, Next. Wanna stick around and install this fix? Let's go. Everybody, let's go. Everybody with the Notice code. We're working on the Notice code. Working on the Notice code. Working on the Notice code.
Everybody with the
Notice
Notice
code. We're working on the Notice code.
All right,
5 minutes, so please stay around, socialize, have fun.
Right?
Yeah, I just got that way.
Isn't the Zoom here? This?
Bill didn't have the manual. You know, she was like, she didn't care. So you find a roller shoulder. I have the manual.
There you go, Chad. I got Chad.
And just before he